Welcome back, everybody. Holiday Doc here for something extremely special for you today. I'm back in the game, the competitive game that is, and here we are today playing some pickup scrims with a couple of my friends and a few people that we've invited in. This is something that we've been doing a lot lately, and we have been live streaming it as well. So this is one of the matches that I'm going to pull off of the live stream, and I was just really happy with the outcome, and that being the case, obviously I'm going to post it, and hopefully we can work together and learn around some of the mistakes I made, as well as some of the choices I made and why I made them, and just kind of go through this map, give you a nice overview. So let's go ahead, let's get started. So here's a nice overhead view of SeaTown for you. Quick summary: longer runtimes favor spawn containment. However, with so many buildings and chances to get out of spawn unnoticed, this is also a very clutch map. Now, clutch meaning, you can have that one person sneak in behind enemy lines, get into a really good position, and deny that flag run with only a few steps left, or, within the last couple inches of that flag, and it happens a lot. And this is one of the maps I think that is most prominent on, just because there is so many different buildings and areas that you can hide in and stay unnoticed for a long time. So what you're gonna wanna do is know your spawn locations and understand which way you've pushed the primary and secondary location spawns. Never let your flag runner run back to spawn by himself. If you do that, you're probably gonna end up getting counter-capped, and it's gonna be bad news. So recapping what I've done so far is I tried to push right through middle. Didn't feel like after I got that first kill that it was a correct route to take. My guy right behind me on top long got taken out, so I decided to switch up. Now right here I did another switch up. Most of the time I would try to run right through that middle on the technical the flag highway is kind of everybody's been running right through now, right through that market. But with the positioning of my teammates, one to the right and the second spawning up into the right as well, that kind of forced me to change my route and push back here. So I've got two people with me, one watching C flag and one watching main cut through or center cut through, and that allowed for a nice clean flag run, which I really like to do and like to have, simply because causes us flag runners a lot of stress. When you get that flag and it's 5 feet away, you get killed, you're like, fuck. And you blame your team, but it's not always your team's fault. So I want to quickly go over some primary spawns and secondary spawns. So as we spawn on the top side, inner circle, the most important spawns for us to look at right now are the bottom side, the SAS. Their primary spawn is always going to be this tower area. Now these spawns are very large in Modern Warfare 3, and it's very difficult to kind of pinpoint exactly where they're going to locate, but it's going to be in this general area. The spawns are very large, so we try to do our best, and this is kind of what I've narrowed it down to. The secondary spawn is always going to be in red building, top of the red, and sometimes in the bottom of the red, allowing easy access to catch that flag if need be, so you have to watch out for it. On the second flag run attempt, I make a big mistake. Number one, I pulled flag when I had 0 teammates in position to cover me. That's always a no-no, because you never want to leave yourself out of position and force your teammate to back up on the respawns. It's just a difficult position to put them in, and it doesn't always work out. Secondly, I should have pulled back in through the top long building, and reason being is I already had one teammate there, so he would have been able to help me at least a little bit. The respawns were up for quite some time, so there was no immediate danger of respawns popping directly on me. But as we talk about long building, there's lots of power positions on this map, but there's 2 primary ones, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But you see, I kind of dodge around the place there, and once again I have a teammate with me to run this flag. Now I was a little hesitant to run through that middle hallway. It's a dangerous spot to be in. It's a long line of sight. People can cut through that mid part right here on the marketplace, but it's a chance I took, and luckily it did pay off. So, here we are again, and we kind of split map right now. I got one teammate to my left, one to my right, backing up towards spawn. Reckless got the call, headed back towards spawn, just make sure nobody's on the flag. So, right here on spawn, spawn's on tower, and I did get taken out from top long. So, 2 main positions that countered that flag push right there. Lots of different things to worry about in this game. I've noticed as an objective player, well, let me step it back. If you watch any of my Modern Warfare 2 stuff, I play very aggressive objective playing, and that means I constantly push for flag regardless if my team was in position or not. And it's kind of more it's a make or break style of play. You know, your team has to be ready to adjust on it, and since these are just pickups, it doesn't always work that well. So right up there, you know, I had a SMG gun, not the best position or not the best weapon and position to counter that gunfight in top, so I decided to go against it. And there's a nice easy 3-cap lead we have here with 4 minutes into this first round. So we're taking advantage of a lot of the respawns. We're taking people off of the run. This game to me seems like if you're not set up in a position and you're not running like an SMG class to be able to run and gun that quick, you're gonna get caught off guard a lot, and it's gonna leave you on the chase, and I don't think it's the way to go. So now my teammate grabbed that flag. It's my job to kind of make sure that he's going to be okay. So my immediate positioning is going to be running with those cutoffs. One of my teammates headed with him. He got taken out. We've got one guy into the library, but we didn't watch his back on C-Flag. And this is what I was talking about, how this map can be super, super clutch. You can have, you know, a really good run all the way back to that flag, but in the last moments of the map or of that certain run, you're going to be taken out by the sneaky player and he's going to be hiding in some corner or some bush to take you out. That's why you always have to, you almost got to hold your flag runner's hand. You know, it may, you know, it's a little okay, but, you know, it happens. So first half, nice and done. Let's go ahead and jump into the second half, where we're going to break down the power positions on this map. I think it's very crucial to know these positions and to make sure your team is on the same page. For me, top long, or long building, top market, whatever you want to call it, is the most important position on this map to watch. It's going to allow you to cover a wide range of different angles, watch respawn routes, watch your flag carrier, jump down support. There's just so many different things you can do from this position. In my opinion, it's the most important spot to continuously rotate a player on your team into and continue to watch. If you're not watching this spot, the opposition is, and you're going to be at a disadvantage time and time again. Secondary position you need to watch is over in the B pad or top B, whatever you want to call it as well. This spot over here has a lot of different angles that you can watch as well. You know, you cover the marketplace, you can cover red respawns, you can cover the street side, and just make sure that you're covering a lot of different spots and trying to catch those guys on the run and making sure that you're holding it down for your team. Switching it up on the bottom side, the SAS, I feel like this side is a little bit more difficult to grab flags. Reason being is the top side spawns are much closer proximity to the flag itself. I thought I was going to escape that grenade, but guess not. So, things you got to watch out on this side is, like I said, you know, the respawns are just so close to that flag, as well as the different buildings they have to use for cover, just makes it more difficult. Off the respawns, make sure you're checking that flag. You know, you don't want to let them work their way in here, so that's what I do. I get one down, make sure I turn around, I got the marker on the map, take out two, defend the flag, make sure my teammates are going to be okay on the respawns. So now I've noticed that the spawns are back towards this tower side. So that's going to allow me to know that we got some pressure over on the right. We call it out to our teammates. You know, we could position one guy over there, and it does look like the other side here kind of rotated back around, got the callouts, and contained us on this right-hand side archway. So back on the spawn on the red here, you know, big thing about objective player, you're not always just going to be grabbing the flag. You have to be defending your flag as well. You know, when you work your way on the next route or the next attempt to grab this flag, make sure that you contain yourself or contain your own flag. So I got a teammate that was already positioned to grab that flag, so it's my job to play that support role now. We got one guy to the right, one guy in top long, which I love, perfect setup, and that's a nice, easy flag cap, something that, you know, just really should be worked out. And I like to see that it was nicely done. I stopped shooting there. I thought he was dead. Turns out I was wrong. Quick question for the viewer base here. What do you guys feel like is the most or the most used weapons right now. Obviously the Type 95, so don't say that. But when you guys are scrimming, what do you usually see your objective player running? What do you see your slayers running? And do you see a lot of change-ups during the game? You know, are people getting frustrated? Are they switching their loadout? What are they doing? Let me know with a comment down below, as well as, you know, if you like what I'm doing with these series, make sure you give it a like. If you like it a lot, you can add it to your favorites. It really helps me out. It helps me get new viewer audience, and it's something that's really difficult to do right now for me. You know, being in this competitive niche, not everybody understands what's going on. They see 4v4 and they're like, what are these noob cakes doing playing in the private match? Do they know that the real competition's in the pubs? Ha! Derp derp. No, I'm just kidding. So right here, another perfect example of you need to hold hands with your flag runner. So I don't know what I did there. I went through that mentality. I'm like, I just pumped 30 bullets into him. He should be dead. Man, chances are, or it turns out he was not dead, and he did have some backup with him. Luckily enough, we were able to retake that flag and all that good stuff. So right here, prime example of this right-hand side spawn. So let's go ahead and take a look at the inner circle spawns real quick. First up is the primary spawn for, once again, inner circle. This is going to be the top left-hand corner of the map, and as close as, you know, 6 to 8 feet away from that flag. This makes it very difficult for flag runners to get in there if you're not timing the respawns correctly. Secondary spawn is going to be in the top right hand corner. It's going to stretch very close to the flag all the way down into that side B shack there, the kind of the lookout building that looks directly into the street. This is a very dangerous spawn as well. If you spawn in this side, it's very easy to cut through the middle of the map and get those run cutoffs very quickly. Something you got to watch out for. Back on the pursuit, spawning on the tower side, I got one teammate to my right, one already in top long, so we got good positioning set up here to defend our own flag. However, there they go, picking that flag again, so it's going to be up to myself, it looks like, to be on this chase if my team is not in a position to get that flag in time. So they are taking it through the mid, they are kind of slowly progressing their way, so as a flag runner, a good thing you can do to pause up that flag a bit is to simply pull the opposition flag. This is a counter pull, and this is going to give your teammates a little bit more time to deal with the problem at hand, and now the only thing you have to worry about is yourself and staying alive long enough. So I'm getting stunned all over the place. They are on the tower side of things. I got help, but I'm able to hold on to this kill, thank goodness, and I grab another flag cap. So that's a 5-0 lead for us, and we're doing fairly well. We're locking down this map, we're containing the areas, and we're, you know, being in the positions that we need to be in to make these successful flag caps. And you know, this is just one of the games, and now I do have a lot of difficulty in this game, and I'm noticing a lot of extreme inconsistency, and you know, the inconsistencies stretch all the way from, you know, host differences to simple bullet just, you know, recognizing, you know, seeing where my shots are going to land when I'm host, when I'm not host, when I have a good connection, when I don't have a good connection. There's nothing that seems like there's any sort of pattern. You know, sometimes I have a really bad connection, but my shots are landing. Other times I have a really good connection, and it seems like I can't shoot a damn thing. And it just happens all the time, and I'm not really sure what's going on here. I'm not sure how I got those kills, but I think I got 13 seconds, or I grabbed at 14 seconds, so this is going to be a good indication of how quickly you can run these flags right through middle, as it's going to be uncontested on my way home. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Put a lot of work into it. It would really help me out if you give that thumbs up and give some feedback down below. I'm Holiday Doc, and I'm out of here.